Hi everyone, George back with another video. Today I'm just going to do some 6 LPs I've picked up over the last couple of weeks. Picked up some more, but I'll leave them for next week. Just back from Asda, hence the jumper. Going out for a wee swing down to the links when I get away from here. So 6 LPs. First off is three-piece band. I guess they're from London, or they formed in London. Is London Grammar. Their third LP, just out in the last week or two. Hannah Reid is the lead vocalist and lyric writer. It's on clear blue vinyl. Superb. Hannah plays keys, programming. Two chaps, one plays guitar, one plays drums, and they do programming, and there's loads of orchestration going on. Third album, their last album was 4 years ago, 2017. First album in 2013. There's Hannah Reid there. Californian Soil. Yeah, great album, very atmospheric, lots of reverb and echo on the track, so makes it very atmospheric and just lovely. A wee bit like Dead Can Dance, a wee bit more poppy than them, not so gothic, but beautiful vocals. Fantastic album. If you're looking for something new, like a bit female vocals, can't go wrong with London Grammar. Okay, so the second album was, I guess he's new to the VC really. He just started a channel, Danny K. He's appeared on maybe 4 or 5 Michael RP45 RPM videos, so he's a big audiophile and record collector and whatever. So his last video he showed 5 albums he uses to set up his system. So Danny doesn't just show high-end records, audiophile records. He's more down to earth than a lot of folk, and loves his music, and he'll buy it whether it's £5 I think or £500 I guess really. So a good guy, check his channel out I guess. So he showed this album, and it's Paul Horn. Paul Horn's plays the flute, flautist. It's called Inside the Great Pyramids. So I love anything Egyptian myself anyway. That's Paul Horn in the King's Chamber, the Great Pyramid. This was recorded in 1977. I picked it up off eBay, posted for £10. It's absolutely beautiful. Probably a big story in it, but I'll show you. There's a nice booklet. That's Paul. They were there for a week. When they were there, they chanced it to get permission to record in the pyramids, King's Chamber, Queen's Chamber. And before they left their week's holiday, they managed to get in. So there was just the two of them, these recordist sound engineer and Paul, in the King's Chamber. Oh, that's that one. Then so this is a double album. They've done an LP in the King's, one side in the Queen's, and I think the Burial Chamber. So that's just in the background there. So it takes you I'm going to have to play it late at night with candles on or when it's dark to get full effect, I think. But takes you right inside that, the King's Chamber. There's a great story with it inside that booklet. So Paul Horn, I think, was known as sort of father of New Age music. I think he played a lot of jazz bands, recorded for Columbia, and played with some well-noted people. So I'll be looking out for more from Paul. He'd done some recordings in the Taj Mahal and other really nice places. It's beautiful. Okay, so I have a wee record shop, not my wee record shop, but another one in the next town. I mean, I was here for years, I didn't even know it existed. You got to go inside a hairdresser's and he's there. And you never get him in, he's closed on a Monday. You go on a Monday forgetting to go down, he's closed. You go down at 10 o'clock, he doesn't open till 11. He's got a death in the family. He's away doing record fairs. So anyway, for every 4 trips that you make to his shop, he's in once. He doesn't have a lot, so you know, just going to support him a wee bit. Maybe pick up the album or two. So I picked up this new, re-released a couple of years ago. Benny Carter, Further Definitions, and his orchestra. First recorded in 1962. With the great Coleman Hawkins, Joe Jones, Phil Woods, Charles Rouse, Dick Katz, Jimmy Garrison and John Collins in the band. Really light jazz album, easy to listen to, really nice, refreshing, has its hard bop moments and it's light orchestrated. It's worth buying for that back label anyway, I think. So that's Benny Carter, my first LP of his, and yeah, pretty good. So my next LP is a wee bit of rant, a small rant. So I've got this album, I've got a Coltrane mono box set, 6 LPs. And the other 5 LPs were reproduced as they should, with a lovely print inside, as originals and whatever. But the 6th album, Legacy, wasn't released till 1970 now. John Coltrane was with Atlantic from 59-60 to 61. He'd done all his recordings, so they released Legacy in 1970 as a sort of compilation, but it was just 2 or 3 sessions left over from 59 to 61. And so came as like almost like a 12-inch single, no inner. I mean, the original in 1970 was released. These is stereo. That's a mono box set. That's the only difference, and it came on a black label. So that sort of annoyed me a wee bit. So this is how it should look. This was a 1970 release. It's an American copy. There wasn't a lot of editions of this because it's not a really famous album. In fact, this might be an American repress from 75. It's hammered. Got it cheap off eBay though, but we've got all the liner notes, proper cover. I may try and get a better one, and it's got the proper label it was released in. So I'll pass one on. Obviously keep the new vinyl, and I'll stick it in this cover till I get a new one, I think. No bad album. And the last two this month's Tone Poets, it came a week apart for some reason. First one's Dexter Gordon, One Flight Up from '63. Recorded in '63, released in '64. In France, it was recorded in France where Dexter stayed. That's it, and you can see him in a French cafe. Rest of the band: Donald Byrd on trumpet, Dexter on tenor sax, Kenny Drew piano, Niels Henning Pedersen on bass, and Art Taylor on drums. There's only 3 tracks on this album. One track on the first side, which is a Donald Byrd penned Tanya, it's called. It's just fantastic. His trumpet is absolutely brilliant. It's a great jazz album. Again, it's one of the jazz albums, could be your first. It's nice and easy to break into. Good listen. 2 tracks on the B-side, 4176. No Rudy Van Gelder, obviously, because it was recorded in France. Produced by Francis Wolff. Engineered by Jacques Lubin. Great album. And the second Tone Poet this month released is Andrew Hill, Passing Ships. This is, has been played a couple of times, 2 or 3 times. Great covers, fantastic cover. My gripe with this, well, it's a double album, but only on 3 sides. 4th side, nothing on it. Why they didn't put 1 track on it, I have no idea. I would have preferred that, although it saves you getting up to change 1 side. But I mean, charged here in the UK the same price as a double album, so it's probably £48 I paid for it. I've seen Shop in America, what's is it the In-Groove? He's selling this for $40, which is probably about £28. We're paying £48 here. But anyway, it's a great album. Passing Ships, Andrew Hill. It was recorded in 1969 in Rudy Van Gelder's studio. It wasn't released on CD until 2003, so this is the first time it appears on vinyl. Great album, big band. He likes his brass on his albums, does Andrew. Woody Shaw and Dizzy Reese on trumpet, Julian Priester on trombone, Bob Northern French horn, Howard Johnson tuba, Joe Farrell soprano sax, etc. Andrew Hill piano, Ron Carter bass, brilliant, and Lenny White on drums. So it's a big sound. There's hard bop there, and a lot of the tracks could be used for movie soundtracks, I'm sure. I don't know if that was what was in his head when he records these, but a good listen, more difficult than the Dexter Gordon album. Not as good value, but first time on vinyl. Fantastic album. So that's it this week. So thanks for listening. Wait for a game of golf now. Catch you later. Bye then.